Hey, welcome back. This is the Harness the Mountain series. This is Matt with Project 40. I'm continuing on talking about the herd. The herd, H-E-R-D, of 18 people crossing the Bon Bon Glacier out in British Columbia. You have heard me talk about the holes in the glacier and those streams of water falling down and the raging rivers below. You have heard about me following bear tracks and crying out to the Lord, "Help!" and Him answering that call, being faithful. But have you heard this? 18 people jumping over a crevasse. Why? We kind of came to a crossroads. We eventually got off the bear tracks, and we got to a spot where there were two crevasses. One was large, I was kind of keeping an eye on it to my left, and one that came in front of me, and they met, and they made an X. And our only option to get around it was go all the way back through the maze that we had come through, but the sun was going down, so probably not the best option. Or go back to the deceptive rocks up against the rock wall that we saw earlier that day. That wasn't a good option either. So we decided to go for it. We jumped across a crevasse that was probably in full 10 feet across, but there was a snow bridge that went and extended out into the crevasse just a little bit. So here's what you do. You're on a rope team. That means that you and your teammates are tied together with harnesses into a single 200-foot long rope. If one man falls, it goes down into one of these crevasses. It's the job of the others to take their ice axe that they have in their hand, which is not in my hand, imaginary ice axe right here, and you fall to your knees, you jab that thing down in the snow and ice, you kick your feet like crazy into the snow and ice, and you, with your body and this axe, prevent your teammates from falling, plummeting to their death, or in this case, a really big hole that probably would have seriously injured them and taken a helicopter evac to get them out. So, what do you do when you prepare to jump across a crevasse? You make sure that your teammates are solid. Now, we got to the edge of this snowfield, and I put a teen out in front of me because it's super awesome for them to be in the lead, and it's safer for me to be number 2 on the team, so that if number 1 goes down, you want number 2 to be bomb-proof with their self-arresting technique. So we scope out this crevasse, we get out there a little ways. My entire team went into self-arrest position, so they were secure in the snow, while I went out and tested the snow. If your ice axe goes thump, it goes all the way down to the head of the axe when you plunge it down into the snow. The snow is too thin. You shouldn't walk on it. It's precarious. So we got to that point till the ice axe went down, and I knocked the edge of the lip off, and we had remaining about a 5 to 6 foot jump across a hole that was over 50 feet deep. And so there was a ledge on the other side that we could land on, and over the course of the next 45 minutes, all 18 of us jumped across this crevasse. And the only way we could make that kind of leap of faith was knowing that we had our team solid in the snow, in self-arrest position. In day-to-day life, who do we know who are solid in their character, solid in their faith, and that they are going to stand by you no matter what happens? If you can think of someone in your life that holds that kind of relationship and that kind of standard, just take a moment today and shoot them a quick text or an email. Just let them know how much you appreciate their position in your life to be a solid support. And if you feel like you don't have that solid support, I just want to encourage you to spend a little bit of time and just really connect with your friends and your family and figure out who do you respect, who do you admire, and then go after a relationship with that person. So I hope that this has encouraged you. And oh, one other thing. The funniest thing about this whole story is that the next day we were sharing our highs and lows together. That's where we give our highlight of the day, low light of the day. And this one girl, she couldn't have been more than like 14 years old. She weighed maybe 110 pounds. Her highlight for the day before, the day on the glacier, was jumping over that little crack in the snow. I was like, what? Little crack? Are you serious? Like, this was a massive crevasse that you could have fallen into, and you would have needed a helivac to get you out. I mean, this was major, and it just kind of shows you a little bit about perspective. It made me laugh. I hope that you find that a little bit amusing. Just jumped over that little crack. That was the highlight of my day. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Hey, have a great afternoon. Enjoy days like this. Two feet down from the rim of the crevasse. Oh, that was a direct hit from an acorn right in the top of the head. I was wondering if that was going to happen. Oh, man.